We begin this hour with China. Now, the trade war between the world's two largest economies continues to heat up, and it is getting really hot. And this is as the Trump administration threatens even more tariffs, and both sides seem intent on spinning the facts to their own benefit. That's kind of what we expect. But RT Sarah Montez de Oca joins us with no spin on the details. Sarah, please say we are seeing some sort of progress and truth coming out about why these negotiations broke down and we have a future to repair them.
Well, Scotty, it seems we're further away from a deal now than we were just weeks ago, and no side seems to be backing down. President Trump is threatening even more tariffs on another $300 billion worth of Chinese goods. In response, Chinese state media have issued a series of provocative statements and headlines accusing the U.S. of greed and arrogance and calling for a people's war against the U.S. In an editorial carried by Xinhua News Agency, the Chinese state media wrote, "The most important thing is that in the China-U.S. trade war, the U.S. side fights for greed and arrogance, and morale will break at any point. The Chinese side is fighting back to protect its legitimate interests." And on Tuesday, Trump defended his actions against China, repeating that the U.S. is in a very, very strong position.
So the economy is doing very well by every measure. We're having probably the greatest economy that we've had anywhere, anytime in the history of our country. We're having a little squabble with China because we've been treated very unfairly for many, many decades, for actually a long time. And it should have been handled a long time ago, and it wasn't, and we'll handle it now. I think it's going to turn out extremely well. We're in a very strong position.
Trump claims this trade war will impact China's economy much more than America's. But earlier today, China's foreign ministry said that their economy always maintains steady growth and shows some positive momentum. At the opening conference on Asian Civilizations Dialogue in Beijing, President Xi Jinping spoke out for the first time since the tariffs and urged countries to promote openness.
In the future, China will surely embrace the world with a more open attitude and contribute to the world with a more dynamic civilization. The people of Asia wish to avoid isolation and hope to build connections under the notion that all countries adhere to the spirit of openness in order to promote policy coordination, connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and interpersonal relationships, to work together to build a shared future for Asia and for all mankind.
Scotty, China is trying to diversify its overseas trade and really meet its demand for raw materials by seeking alternative suppliers, and Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative may be helping in part, but regardless, the markets are rattled and the world economy is hurting.
The world economies are hurting, but President Trump is boasting that the U.S. is doing well. We're also hearing from the Chinese that their economy is doing well. But is that a lot of PR? I know here in the U.S., we're hearing a lot of both sides. A lot of people both on for and against the president support these tariffs and these trade wars. Are they getting that same sort of diversity being exposed to the people in China?
Well, Chinese media, Chinese government is really trying to control the narrative. They've been censored. Citizens are concerned, but they've been censored. Trump's tweets from last week with the threats of the tariffs when they imposed the tariffs, that's all been taken down. And even recently, Wikipedia has been taken down. It was taken down in 2015. Chinese Wikipedia, but they have been accessible in other languages. But this morning, Wikimedia Foundation, which owns Wikipedia, confirmed, quote, "In April, the Wikimedia Foundation determined that Wikipedia was no longer accessible in China. After closely analyzing our internal traffic reports, we can confirm that Wikipedia is currently blocked across all language versions." Now, this happens because Beijing is known to really censor a lot of these major political events, or these things ahead of political events, and it's going to be the 100th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square, which was when students took to the streets to protest imperialism, turning into protest against the government.
Well, obviously, any type of censorship by a government is very much red flag. It's an alarming, the timing of this. That should make us question right now if the Chinese people actually know what is going on truthfully. truthful. I don't endorse Wikipedia in any way. I think, it's always not a very strong source, but it is a source for information. It's not always not a credible source. That being said, credible source though is President Trump sometimes because he has people for and against him. What is his own party saying right now?
Well, both sides of the political aisle are actually trying to push Trump for a solution. They don't want a bad deal, but even Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that there is no win in a trade war, so he knows something's got to give. They're going to have to meet in the middle somewhere. They just want a deal fast.
We need a balance of this trade imbalance, and I think that's exactly what everybody needs and in everybody's best interest. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.